Okay, so let's start by writing out the mathematical notation for this weighted voting system. So quota is 9, and then the votes go 7, 4, 2, 1. Okay, so if I want to find the Banzhaf power distribution, I have to start by writing out all the winning coalitions. So I'm going to call the player who has 7 votes player A, and the player with 4 votes player B, and the player with 2 votes player C, and the player with 1 vote player D. So a winning coalition is any team of players that has at least the quota, who can has enough votes to at least meet the quota. So I'm going to start by listing all the 2-player coalitions, because no single player has enough votes to meet the quota. So I'm going to list the 2-player coalitions that have at least 9 votes. So if I team up A and B, they have more than 9 votes. If I team up A and C, they have exactly 9 votes, which is enough to meet the quota. And that's it for 2-player coalitions, because A and D only has 8, and any other 2-player combination will have fewer than 9 votes. So now I'm going to start trying to write out 3-player coalitions. So A, B, and C together have more than 9 votes. And so do A, B, and D. And so do A, C, and D. And that's it for 3-player coalitions, because B, C, and D together only have 7, so they don't have enough. And then, of course, there's the grand coalition, A, B, C, and D, all 4 players teaming up together. Okay, so now I have to look through each winning coalition and determine which players are critical. A player is critical if, after that player leaves, the remaining players are no longer forming a winning coalition. So after a player leaves, the remaining players no longer have at least 9 votes. Then the player who left is considered critical. So when, in the team of A and B, if either player leaves, the other one is left with fewer than 9 votes. So both are critical in A and B. Same with A and C. Both are critical. Now with A, B, and C, if A leaves, B and C only have 6 votes, not enough to meet the quota, so A is critical. If B leaves, A and C together have 9 votes, so B is not critical because A and C together can meet the quota. And if C leaves, then I'm left with A and B, and they have enough to meet the quota by themselves also, so C is not critical either. In A, B, and D, if A leaves, B and D together only have 5 votes, so A is critical. If B leaves, A and D together only have 8 votes, not enough, so B is critical. And if D leaves, A and B together have 11 votes, so D is not critical. For A, C, and D, if A leaves, C and D only have 3 votes, not enough, so A is critical. If C leaves, then A and D make 8 votes. That's not enough, so C is critical. And if D leaves, A and C together make 9 votes, which meets the quota, so D is not critical. For A, B, C, and D all together, if A leaves, 4 plus 2 plus 1 is fewer than 9, so A is critical. A can't leave. But B or C or D, any of those could leave and we would still have a winning coalition. So A is the only critical player there. Now, to calculate the Banzhaf power index, we count up the number of times each player is critical, and you divide by the total number of times any player is critical. So A is critical 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So A is critical 6 out of a total of, there are 10 green circles altogether. So A is critical 6 out of 10 total times. And then B is critical once, twice, 2 out of 10 times. And C is critical once, twice, 2 out of 10 times. And D is critical 0 times, 0 out of 10 times. So this list of fractions describes the amounts of power that each player has. That is called the Banzhaf power index.